Hi everybody on this wet old Friday afternoon. Happy Friday Money Wind Up. Today we're going to talk about actual construction loans. So last week we talked about what is a construction. This week it is how does that loan act, what does that loan look like and how does it fit together. So how is a construction loan different to a regular loan? Construction loan isn't necessarily one big loan to start with. It is drawn down in stages with increasing payments as you get closer to having a fully built house. Once you've found your land and decided on a builder, we can start moving. What we do is get you approved for the whole amount you want to borrow to build. The loan starts with the purchase of the land. Any deposit you have should be paid to the builder before the bank will release any of the loan funds. So let's look at this in stages. Stage one. You've found the land you want and know how much that's going to be. So you might put down a 10% deposit and the beginning of the loan will be for 90% of the whole purchase price for the land. For a land and construct loan, the loan for the entire construction period will be on an interest-only basis. This means you're not paying the full repayment, only the interest on the total of the loan that's been drawn down. One of the reasons to only pay a smaller deposit on the land to start with is that there will be costs that the builder will require before they start building. For example, there might be soil tests you need to have done, engineering reports that may need to be done. This means that you can buy the land, have a loan on it for a period of time before you actually finalise which builder you're going to use as well. So stage two, second stage of a construction loan is once the slab has been put down or the foundation has been built. If you're a first home buyer, this is the stage where the first homeowners grant, at least in Queensland, of $30,000 at the moment, is drawn down and paid to the builder. Any remainder of deposit will now be due. It is at this time that the loan will continue to be drawn down. If the slab has cost $50,000 to build and you've paid around $300,000 for the land, you'll now be paying the interest payment on $350,000. So stage three, the third stage of the construction is when the builder has put up the frame. So you now have a building without walls. The loan will again increase to cover the payment for the builder at that point. Stage three, the third stage of construction, is what they call enclosed. This means that the walls are all up, there are windows in and probably doors. It used to be called lock-up stage. These days the doors may or may not be locked, but they're there. Once again, your loan will increase to cover the cost to the builder of building this part of the house. Stage four. Fourth stage is the fit-out portion. This means we'll now have internal walls, tiles, kitchens, bathrooms, and any other fixtures inside the house that you've requested. At this point, there are no appliances in the house. That comes next. And as well as that, it will now be at what they would call lock-up stage. The doors will be locked so nobody can get in. But again, the loan will increase to cover this portion of the house that's been built. Stage five. Fifth stage of the construction is the final payment to the builder. At this point, all of your appliances will be installed, your floor coverings will be completed. At this point, there'll be an evaluation done on the property to make sure that everything matches the plans that you and the bank agreed you would be using to build this house. You'll be able to move in as soon as this payment's been made. All lenders have slightly different requirements during the construction loans. For example, some will require you to double check at each stage that the work has been done to your satisfaction and you have to sign the invoice before you send it to the bank to make the payment. Some lenders have a higher interest rate during construction. These are all questions to talk to your broker about to make sure that you have the right loan for what you want to do. Be aware that it may not be the bank that you bank with. Their construction loan may be more problematic, more expensive, and not fit for the purpose you need it for. So once your construction's been completed, your new loan will be at principal and interest repayment, which is probably the payment that was quoted to you when you first spoke to your broker. One of the reasons that the construction loan is interest only during the building is that there's a good chance you've been renting while you were doing this. The interest only repayment is easier to afford when you also have your regular housing costs. Something to think about when you're looking at a construction loan is what inclusions are in the contract you're about to sign with the builder. Does it include fences? Does it include landscaping? If it doesn't, how are you going to afford to pay those things? With many lenders, these can also be included in your total loan amount. The payment for these extras may be made after the final payment to the builder. Some lenders will allow you to pay cash for the extras you need. Others will want to control those payments as well. Another thing you want to think about seriously is how long to take when you're planning. As you go through the building process, you'll find there may be variations to the contract in the price of tiles, for example, or in the type of grout you want to use. Are you going to pay these extras as you go or at the end of the loan? If you've taken a longer time to plan and understand that these variations are going to come up, you can make sure that these extras are included in your loan. Once the builder has been paid, you can move in with no hassle. While building may seem complicated, listen to the advice of people that have done it before you. Get a good broker. They'll be invaluable in guiding you as to what and how you should be doing this. I have built 3 times. Love it. If you have questions, feel free to call me. I'm happy to talk you through it. You can either DM me on this link or find me at diamondminehomeloans.com.au. Well, guys, have a great weekend. Happy Friday Money Wind Up.